So last time we talked about eternal security and whether or not a person can be born again today and be unborn again or a lost person tomorrow. Let's finish this one up. I wanted it to percolate a little bit, so we let it stay up for 2 days with nothing else there to replace it. Now let's replace it and let's talk about the rest of it. We always want to make things fit the way we think. So if we see someone who's on fire at church and they're a believer, they say they are, and they're doing all the churchy things, and all of a sudden they're not. And so we want to be able to put that into a human realm, and we want to say, well, this is what I've known, this is what I've seen. Well, understand this. We interpret our life by the Word of God. We don't interpret or make doctrinal statements based on experience. That's number one. Number two, eventually you'll see the fruit of someone as they live their life. I lived in South Florida and we planted watermelons. The watermelons did not grow broccoli. The watermelon seeds did not grow green beans. They grew watermelons. As a matter of fact, they didn't grow orange trees. If you plant seeds in the ground, what's in the seed is going to grow up and it's going to be the plant. A plant produces what it is. A watermelon plant does not produce oranges or cherries or berries or broccoli or anything else. So what am I saying? I'm saying as you watch someone long enough, the fruit of their life will come out and be evident in what they are. This is what the writer of Hebrews is talking about in verses 7 and 8 of chapter 6. He's saying, look, the ground that produces the good fruit is a blessing. The ground that produces bad fruit is going to be taken up and burned. Let me remind you, just because someone comes down front in a church service doesn't make them a believer. Just because they've been baptized does not make them a believer. It's a change of heart. The change of heart is what makes someone a believer. If making someone a believer was simply dunking them in the water, let's go get them and force them in the water. Or we do like they did in the days of old during the Inquisition in Spain. Put a sword to their throat and say, you want to be baptized? See, that just doesn't work. You know that doesn't work. So what the Bible's saying is, yeah, we've given you a pretty strict mandate here that you can't be a believer and be an unbeliever and then come back again. There's no getting saved twice. Just the same, watch the fruit. And remember, interpret things, interpret your life through the Word of God. I've heard people say, well, I know this is real because I've done it. I know this is real. No, experience it does not trump the Word of God. We interpret experience by the Word of God. Let the Word of God be preeminent. All that just to say, go back and look at Saturday's message. Go back and look at Saturday's devotional. That's true. It's 100% true. And then quit trying to frame experience into the Word of God. The Word of God stands by itself. And it alone will give you the answers. Want to read the whole devotional? Go to www.practicaldevotional.com. Read the whole thing. And we'll see you tomorrow.